Are we expecting a baby Gomez Blanco? How does it feel when the world expects one thing from you, but life quietly delivers something else entirely? Because just months ago, Selena Gomez was being analyzed for her silence, her body language, her smile and photos. And now, reports say she's standing in a hospital hallway, overwhelmed, emotional, holding news that could change her life forever. And here's the face-off that has fans spiraling. Selena Gomez, glowing, private, cautiously hopeful. Versus the internet, loud, skeptical, dissecting every move. But there's a third element in the story. A final detail tied to a hospital visit, a reaction from someone very close to Selena, and a decision about her future that hasn't gotten nearly enough attention. Stay with me, because in the final minute, that last piece reframes everything you think you know about this moment. If you had asked Selena Gomez a few years ago where she saw herself in 2026, she might have laughed it off. Back then, surviving the next album cycle, the next film, the next flare-up, that was the focus. But according to multiple reports circulating right now, Selena is entering a chapter she once feared might never be possible. Sources close to the singer and actress claim Selena Gomez is expecting her first child with music producer Blanco. And before anyone jumps down the comments yelling confirmed or fake, let's be clear. This story is unfolding through insider reports, reactions, and patterns fans are piecing together in real time. No official Instagram caption. No glossy announcement. Just breadcrumbs. And that's why this story feels different. Because it didn't start with a photo shoot. It didn't start with a press release. It started with what was supposed to be a routine doctor's visit. According to people close to the situation, it was a quiet Thursday in Los Angeles. Selena, 33, reportedly walked into her doctor's office expecting nothing more than a checkup. She'd been feeling more tired than usual, something she's dealt with before while balancing music, acting, business, and advocacy. Then the results came in. And everything shifted. Sources say the moment was emotional. Laughing. Crying. Shocked silence. The kind of moment where time feels suspended. The test was positive. Opinion trigger. Pause right here. Do you believe moments like this should stay private for celebrities? Or does the public inevitably become part of the story the second whispers begin? Because according to insiders, the very first call Selena made after leaving that office wasn't to a publicist. It was to Blanco. Reports say the couple had talked about the future before. Joked about kids. Imagined what their lives could look like someday. But someday didn't feel like now. One source put it this way. Selena always dreamed of being a mom, but after everything she's been through, she didn't know if it was in the cards. And that context matters. Selena's health history isn't tabloid trivia. It's something she's spoken about openly. Lupus. A kidney transplant. Mental health struggles she never tried to package as inspirational soundbites, just reality. She once said, "I'm human. And I want people to know it's okay to not be okay." That honesty is why fans feel so personally connected to her. They didn't just watch her succeed. They watched her survive. And now, suddenly, there's talk of new life. Because understanding how Selena even got here emotionally requires rewinding to the one relationship that didn't start with headlines at all. Selena and Blanco's story didn't begin on a red carpet. It began in a recording studio. Collaborations. Long sessions. Late nights fueled by creativity and takeout food. At first, it was strictly professional. Benny, a Grammy-winning producer with a reputation for playful energy. Selena, drawn to his creativity and, according to friends, his lack of ego. What started as music turned into friendship. And that friendship quietly deepened. They kept things low-key, almost hidden. Which, for Selena, was intentional. After years of public relationships, she learned what overexposure can do. Benny was there during the unglamorous days. Anxiety spirals. Exhaustion. Health flare-ups that didn't make headlines. He showed up when cameras weren't rolling. And he showed up for the wins too. When Selena's documentary earned critical acclaim. When Rare Beauty exploded into one of the most successful celebrity brands. when she started smiling again, in a way fans hadn't seen in years. When they eventually confirmed their relationship, the reaction was overwhelmingly positive. Fans noticed a shift. Selena looked lighter, more grounded, less performative. Opinion trigger number 2. Do you think peace looks boring to the internet because we're conditioned to expect chaos? Because that question matters as we get into what happened next. According to reports, when Selena told Benny the news, he was stunned, speechless, then emotional, then grateful. One friend described him as repeating the same sentence over and over, how lucky he felt. But here's where the story gets deeper. For Selena, pregnancy wasn't just joyful. It was scary. Lupus complicates things. Fertility, carrying safely, recovery. These aren't abstract fears for her. After her kidney transplant in 2017, she openly wondered if motherhood would ever be an option. Sources say she immediately consulted her doctors. Carefully, methodically. No rushing. No denial. There were risks. That part hasn't been sugarcoated. But according to people close to her medical team, Selena was determined to approach this safely, responsibly, and with support. Benny reportedly attended appointments, asked questions, learned everything he could. Selena has always turned her pain into purpose. And reportedly, she sees this chapter the same way. She recently shared that she wants people facing diagnoses or setbacks to know their story doesn't end there. Sometimes the best chapters arrive unexpectedly. Because the reactions from Selena's inner circle might be the most telling part of all. When Selena and Benny shared the news privately, sources say the room filled with tears and laughter. Her mom, Mandy, who has stood beside her through every public storm, was reportedly overwhelmed with joy. Friends close to Selena sent messages, gifts, and support almost immediately. Taylor Swift's name has even popped up in fan discussions, with longtime followers speculating about how meaningful this moment is for someone who's watched Selena grow up in real time. Fans, meanwhile, reacted like this news belonged to them too. Social media flooded with messages, fan art, emotional videos from people saying they feel like they grew up alongside Selena. We've seen her struggle. We've seen her win. And now we get to see her become a mom, one post read. Rare Beauty's team reportedly shared a message celebrating resilience, self-love, and new beginnings. But Selena isn't just thinking about pregnancy. She's thinking about legacy. Friends say she's already talking about the kind of parent she hopes to be, creating a sense of safety, letting her child feel big emotions without shame, teaching kindness and empathy over perfection. Selena's childhood wasn't easy. And she's spoken about wanting to give her future children what she needed most growing up. Stability, unconditional love, freedom to be themselves. Benny, on the other hand, is reportedly leaning into the excitement in his own way. Joking about lullabies, dad jokes, bringing humor into moments that feel overwhelming. Friends say he brings out Selena's playful side. And together, they balance each other. Because this next part explains why fans think Selena's entire career trajectory might shift. Insiders say Selena isn't slowing down creatively, but she is changing how she moves. She's reportedly still working on music, but the tone is different. Hopeful, grounded, less chasing validation. One collaborator said she's writing from a place of peace, not pain. She's also continuing her mental health advocacy and philanthropic work, but with firmer boundaries. More rest, less pressure to prove anything. Sources claim Selena and Benny are even considering relocating to a quieter area, away from nonstop paparazzi, creating a space that feels normal. And now, here's that final piece I promised at the beginning. Fans noticed something subtle after reports of the hospital visit began circulating. Selena's public appearances didn't get louder. They got softer. No dramatic statements. No clapbacks. No need to convince anyone of anything. That kind of silence doesn't usually come from fear. It comes from certainty. And that's why the story is resonating so deeply. Because for once, Selena Gomez isn't reacting to the world. She's moving forward despite it. So, what happens next? If reports continue to unfold the way insiders suggest, the next year could redefine how Selena shows up in public, in music, and in her personal life. And that connects directly to another video on celeb juices, where we break down how Selena's past health battles reshaped her boundaries, her relationships, and the way she protects her peace now. You're going to want to watch that one next. It adds context to everything we just talked about. If you made it all the way through, comment "sweet juice with extra pulp" so I know you stayed till the very end. Appreciate you heavy. And if you're into deep dives that go beyond the headline, do me a favor. Like this video. Share it with someone who follows Selena's journey. Subscribe to Celeb Juices. Turn on notifications so you don't miss when the next story drops. Because around here, the juice is always fresh. And no celebrity is safe from the conversation. I'll see you in the next one.